Chosen one, pause what you are about to do and remain in this moment. For your decision to stop today is not a meaningless coincidence. Amid the countless sounds, responsibilities, plans, and worries that could have drawn you in another direction, you were still led here. Just as Sunday draws near, I want you to understand that some encounters are not created by chance. They are placed precisely at the moment when a person's heart is finally ready to hear what it has long avoided. Perhaps you cannot explain why your eyes came to rest here, or why a quiet urging suddenly arose within you, telling you not to leave. But that very prompting is the first sign that something has begun to move. You have passed through too many days with your mind stretched between duties, expectations, and the voices of others, until you nearly forgot how to sit quietly and listen to what is awakening within you. Therefore, for these few moments, I do not want you to run back toward the familiar noise. Let everything else wait a little longer. Let this space belong to you, to the truth, and to the reminder you have needed for a very long time. This Sunday may not bring a dramatic transformation for the whole world to witness, but it can become an inward boundary within you, a place where an older version of yourself is no longer permitted to lead your life as it once did. I will help you recognize the person you are gradually becoming. Not through grand declarations, but through three quiet signs that have already begun to appear. The first sign is that you no longer feel comfortable with the things that once satisfied you. Shallow conversations, habits that diminish you, and relationships maintained only because you fear loneliness have begun to exhaust you in an entirely different way. You may have wondered why you have become more sensitive, or why things you once tolerated now create a feeling of confinement within your heart. It is not because you have become more difficult, but because your vision has expanded. When a new door is opening, the old room often begins to feel suffocating before you find the courage to leave it. That discomfort is not a punishment. It is the way growth tells you that you no longer belong in the place that once limited you. The second sign is that you are beginning to see clearly the things you once continually tried to justify. You now recognize which words arise from love and which ones wear the appearance of concern while secretly seeking to control you. You can see who genuinely wants you to move forward and who is comfortable only when you continue to doubt yourself. This realization may bring sadness, because the truth sometimes removes the illusions that once made you feel safe. Yet I want you to remember that clarity has not come to make you bitter, but to protect the precious things within you. You do not need to condemn anyone, nor must you turn your new understanding into a battle. You simply need to learn not to place the keys to your life in the hands of those who do not value what they have been allowed to touch. When you begin to establish boundaries without hatred, walk away without retaliation, and remain silent without fearing misunderstanding, you are entering a more mature form of strength. That strength does not need to prove itself through loudness, because it stands securely upon peace. The third sign is that it is becoming increasingly difficult for you to continue betraying the calling within you. There are moments when an unusual clarity suddenly comes over you, as though every layer of mist has dissolved, and you remember how strong, awake, and decisive you were always capable of becoming. In those moments, you no longer need the approval of others to know what is right. You act with a pure certainty. Your words carry greater weight, and your eyes no longer lower themselves beneath the burden of shame. Later, old habits may return and cause you to doubt. making you wonder whether that clear and radiant version of yourself was ever real. I tell you that it is real. It was not a temporary surge, nor was it an imaginary picture of some perfect person. It is a genuine part of you that has always existed and has only recently been permitted to emerge during the moments when fear no longer controls you. Whenever you feel yourself becoming clear-minded, steadfast, and filled with life, you are not turning into someone else. You are simply returning more closely to who you truly are. For so long, you have believed that to enter the life you desire, you must add countless things to yourself. More achievements, more knowledge, more recognition, more endurance, and more evidence to prove your worth. You have viewed yourself as an unfinished structure that must always be repaired before you can deserve love, be chosen, or walk through a door of goodness. But I want to lift that burden from you. The person you are called to become is not a stranger standing at the end of a distant road, waiting for you to crawl toward them in exhaustion. That person has been present within you for a very long time, more complete than you realize, and more radiant than you have ever permitted yourself to believe. The problem is not that you lack worth. The problem is that you have become accustomed to living beneath your worth. You do not need to construct yourself out of nothing. You need to stop covering what has already been placed within you. There is a light that has never disappeared. It has only been hidden beneath layers of fear, pain, and the habit of pleasing others. And this is the one thing that has held back that new person within you for the longest time. You have remained too loyal to the old image you carry of yourself. You may leave one room, but if you still believe inwardly that you are not good enough, you will rebuild that same room wherever you go. You may end a relationship, but if you continue to believe that you deserve only incomplete love, you will open the door to the same kind of pain wearing a different face. You may receive a new opportunity, but if you continue calling yourself by names born from past failures, you will unconsciously make yourself smaller so that you can still fit inside your history. What binds you is not always your circumstances. Often, it is a quiet loyalty to a former version of yourself that once helped you survive but is no longer able to lead you forward. There was a time when you needed silence to protect yourself, when you needed to withdraw to avoid being wounded, and when you needed to please everyone to preserve some sense of safety. I do not condemn you for the ways you learned to survive difficult seasons. But, my child, what once sheltered you does not have to become the place where you remain forever. Therefore, your transformation does not begin by hating the person you once were. It begins when you thank that version of yourself for carrying you this far, and then gently tell it that the time has come for it to rest. You do not need to fight against yourself. You only need to stop giving leadership to fears whose authority has expired. When your mind tells you that you will fail, remember the times you rose again after facing what once seemed impossible to overcome. When memory tells you that you are always left behind, remember the roads that opened after you believed everything had come to an end. When the old voice tells you that you must become smaller to be loved, remind yourself that genuine love will never require you to surrender your dignity. Transformation is not an escape from the past. It is the decision to no longer permit the past to continue writing your future. This Sunday, I want you to enter with a quiet yet unwavering decision. You will no longer call a diminished life normal. You will stop treating your moments of clarity as rare experiences that cannot remain. You will learn to stay longer within that awakened state through small decisions, speaking the truth instead of avoiding it. resting instead of punishing yourself, leaving places that drain you, beginning what you have delayed, and no longer explaining your worth to those who have already decided not to see it. Every such choice is another moment in which you rekindle the light that was once extinguished. You do not need a thunderous sound or a sign that astonishes everyone. The greatest things sometimes begin in a quiet room, when one person decides to stop fighting against themselves. I know you have waited a long time for someone to name correctly what has been happening within you. You are not so broken that you cannot be restored, nor have you been left behind. You are awakening after a long season of living only to survive. What you once called confusion may actually be the process through which false things are losing their power. What you called loneliness may be the necessary space in which the truest voice within you can finally be heard. What you viewed as delay may have been the season in which you were being prepared not to lose the good thing when it arrives. Therefore, walk slowly, but do not return to sleep. Be gentle with yourself, but do not continue compromising with the things that make you smaller. The person you are destined to become is no longer far away. That person is standing just beneath the final layers of doubt, waiting for you to open the door and declare, "From this day forward, I will no longer abandon myself." You are being called to step out of the darkness of former days, for the time has truly come for you to awaken and rise. Perhaps the question still echoes within you, why me? Why has this calling appeared now, when I still do not feel strong enough, ready enough, or able to see the entire road ahead? But I want you to understand that not every calling arrives after you have become complete. Often, the calling itself comes to awaken the strength that has been sleeping, to draw you out of hiding, and to reveal what you once doubted about yourself. You were never an insignificant presence in this life. Others may have seen only an ordinary outward appearance, but I have long seen a distinct light placed deep within you, quietly burning through every season of trial, every lonely night, and every time you had to rise by yourself after something that seemed capable of destroying you. What you have endured is not evidence that you were forgotten. It is the mark of a profound process of preparation. Some winds came not to knock you down, but to cause your feet to take firmer hold upon the rock of faith. Some doors closed, not to imprison you in disappointment, but to keep you from entering places that did not belong to you. There were times when you were rejected, misunderstood, overlooked, and forced to endure in silence. But it was within that silence that I taught you to see through wisdom rather than through pain. What once made you believe you had lost became an unseen hand turning you back toward the proper direction. What once caused you to weep softened the barren ground within you so that one day it could produce what ease and comfort could never have created. You were not being broken, you were being shaped. You were not being buried, you were being planted for a greater season of rising. Remember, a seed buried beneath a deep layer of soil. From the outside, people see only a silent patch of earth, without signs, color, or anything that would cause them to stop and look. Yet, in the place, no one can see. The old shell is breaking open. Tender roots are finding their way downward, and new life is persistently reaching toward the light. The seed does not argue with the darkness, nor does it panic because it cannot yet see the sky. It simply remains faithful to the life that has been placed within it. You are the same. For a long season, your growth took place where no one could measure it. Others did not see the battles you overcame in your mind, They did not know how many times you swallowed your tears so that you could continue. Nor did they understand the quiet decisions you made to keep your heart pure. Yet, I know every one of those steps. I was near when you believed you were walking alone, and I kept the flame within you from being extinguished during the coldest seasons. Now the ground around you is beginning to crack, not because your foundation is collapsing, but because the life within you has grown too great to remain hidden. The former limitations are no longer wide enough for the person you are becoming. Small thoughts about yourself are gradually losing their authority. The voices that once convinced you that you were unworthy, incapable, or too late are weakening before the truth I place within you today. I am not calling you to rise so that you can display yourself, but so that you may become a living testimony that pain can be transformed into compassion, delay can become depth, and a life once covered by shadows can shine with pure light. You were not created to disappear into the crowd or lose yourself merely to be accepted. You are called to stand in the identity I have placed within you, gentle yet steadfast, humble without diminishing yourself, radiant without needing to compete for attention. I know you have waited for a very long time. You have worked, prayed, and wondered when the door meant for you would finally open. At times, you watched others move forward and quietly questioned whether your season would ever arrive. But, my beloved, a new season does not always appear with a loud sound. Sometimes it begins with a small change in the way you see yourself, with a decision not to return to the old path, or with the moment you stop asking fear for permission to live according to what has been entrusted to you. What I am opening before you may be greater than anything you have dared to imagine. But to enter it, you must stop carrying the conclusions written by former failures. You cannot enter a spacious land while tightly holding the judgments about yourself that were formed during painful days. Put them down. Allow me to teach you to look toward the future, not through the memory of doors that closed, but through trust in the one who has seen the entire journey since the moment you first began. There are times when your life resembles an unfinished painting in which many pieces do not fit. Many questions remain unanswered, and many events appear unrelated to one another. You tried to use your own strength to force everything into its proper place, only to become exhausted as the picture grew more confusing with every effort. But you were not born to carry the responsibility of understanding everything before you take the next step. There are pieces I intentionally keep hidden, because if you saw everything too soon, you would depend upon calculation rather than learning to trust. Now, each part is being brought into its rightful place. A delay will show you why it was once necessary. A separation will gradually reveal the protection hidden within it. An opportunity you believed was lost may lead you toward a path more suitable for you. You are not trapped as you once believed. You are being realigned so that you do not arrive too quickly at the wrong destination. Therefore, when I tell you to stop, I am not telling you to run from responsibility or abandon what you must complete. I am inviting you to quiet the noise within, where endless questions, negative scenarios, and the need for control have been stealing your peace. You have spent too much energy trying to predict every outcome, guard against every disappointment, and arrange every step so carefully that nothing unexpected could occur. But life was not given to you so that you could control it. Absolutely. It was entrusted to you so that you might walk in partnership with a higher guidance. When you release the need to know everything in advance, your mind will have room for clarity. When you stop clinging to what you cannot control, your hands will become free to receive something new. Surrender is not defeat, it is evidence that you have stopped allowing fear to lead you. Long ago, there was a man who lived for many years in the wilderness, believing that the most important part of his life had already ended. He thought that his former mistakes had decided his future, and that the long silence meant he could no longer be used. Yet, it was precisely there, in that simple place, far from human applause and expectation, that a calling found him. The years that appeared wasted became a school of patience, humility, and obedience. I remind you of this, not so that you compare your journey with anyone else's, but so that you understand that a long season in a barren place does not mean the story is over. It may simply be the final preparation before you are entrusted with a greater responsibility. The place you once called a wilderness may become the very place where your calling is heard most clearly. Therefore, do not continue making yourself smaller merely to fit into a room that has become too narrow. Do not apologize for the light I placed within you, but do not use that light to elevate yourself above others. Use it to illuminate the way, bring healing, lift the weary, and remind those who are losing hope that darkness does not have the final word. Your rising is not merely about gaining a new position or witnessing a change in your circumstances. It occurs when you no longer allow the past to determine how you live today. It is revealed when you walk forward without needing everyone's approval. Do what is right, even when no one is watching. And keep your heart tender after everything that once caused you pain. I want you to become strong without becoming hardened, wise without becoming suspicious of everyone, and courageous while still knowing how to remain gentle. Rise, my child, not with haste, but with calm faith. The season of being hidden has completed its work. Your roots have grown deep enough to hold you steady against the winds of the new season. What is opening before you will require you to walk in maturity, to listen before reacting, to wait before deciding, and to refuse what appears impressive but carries no peace. You do not need to chase every door. What belongs to you will not require you to betray your deepest values. Let peace be your sign, wisdom your lamp, and pure love your foundation. I am calling you out of the old soil and toward the light. Not so that you become a louder version of yourself, but so that you become genuine, free, and fully prepared for what has long been made ready. I am here as you step forward. I will not allow you to carry the weight of the new season alone. The things you do not yet understand will gradually be revealed. The missing pieces will arrive at the right time, and the doors that must open cannot remain closed forever. Your part is to remain awake, listen, and courageously leave behind the ways of thinking that once imprisoned you. Stop calling yourself forgotten. Stop treating the years of preparation as wasted time. Stop believing that you are too late. You are standing precisely where the life within you has begun to break through the old shell. The light has reached you, and now you must rise and blossom with all the beauty that has been nurtured in silence, so that your life becomes a gentle testimony that even after the longest nights, the dawn always knows how to find its way to you. You have not failed in your journey of transformation. You are simply standing near the final stretch, concealed by a veil of mist that makes you believe you are still at the beginning. I want you to receive this truth from this very moment. Before you continue looking back upon the past with accusation and condemnation toward yourself, How many times have you determined to enter a new way of living, felt a powerful light arise within you, and suddenly seen everything with clarity? You knew what you needed to release, what you needed to preserve, and where you needed to go. In those moments, you believed that this time everything would be different, that you would no longer return to old habits, former fears, or ways of living that once exhausted you. Yet after only a short time, that inspiration appeared to fade. Your clarity became dim, and you found yourself once again walking familiar roads that you had firmly decided to leave. Then you asked yourself why you were so weak, why you could not preserve the flame that once burned so brightly, and why you always began with hope, only to stop in disappointment. My child, this does not prove that you lack determination, nor does it prove that your desire to change was insincere. It only reveals that you were trying to open a door with a key that was never made for that lock. What you call failure is often merely the result of being taught to fight at the surface, while the true cause lies deeper, in a place no one ever taught you how to see. You tried to change your actions without understanding what was quietly producing those actions. You forced yourself to become stronger without recognizing that beneath your procrastination, fear and hesitation were responses formed long ago. Certain parts within you do not resist change because they desire to pull you down, but because they are trying to protect you through old and outdated methods. Those patterns once helped you survive days when you did not know where else to turn. But when a new season arrives, those same protective mechanisms can become walls that keep you confined. Because you did not understand this, you turned your anger against yourself and called yourself lazy, undisciplined, uncommitted, or undeserving of good things. I have come to remove those accusations from you. Not every form of stagnation is caused by weakness. Often, it is a structure that has operated for so long that you have mistaken it for your identity. But you are not the things that once held you back. You are merely someone who has lived too long in a dark room without being shown where the lamp was placed. I do not need to reveal everything to you in a single moment, because some truths must be received with gentleness rather than pressure. First, I want you to feel the relief touching the depths of your being as you understand that you were never as damaged as you once believed. You are not a failed structure that must be torn down. You are a precious creation whose direction is being realigned after many years of following maps that no longer fit. The times you began and then stopped are not evidence that you are incapable of changing. They are signs that a part of you has never stopped searching for freedom. Every time you rose, even if only for a few days, the light within you was speaking. Every time you realized you no longer wanted to live as before, the door opened a little wider, and even if you later returned to familiar cycles, what you had seen never entirely disappeared. It settled quietly within you, waiting until you became calm enough to stop using harshness as the instrument through which you tried to repair yourself. Look back upon that journey from another perspective. You are not standing at the foot of the mountain with empty hands. As you have imagined, you have crossed long slopes, slippery paths, bitterly cold nights, and days when you could only crawl forward because your strength was gone. You learned many things from the moments when you believed you had to turn back. You discovered what exhausts you, what easily causes you to lose direction, who can walk beside you, and who appears only to plant further confusion. You have overcome many layers of limitation that you once believed were impossible to surpass. Merely because you cannot presently see the summit does not mean you are far from it. Sometimes the thickest mist lies immediately before the highest place, where the wind is about to change and the view is about to open. Yet, because you can see only a short distance ahead, you mistakenly believe you must begin the entire journey again. I want you to know that none of your sincere steps has been lost. Not one effort has been erased from your journey. Even the times when you stopped taught you how to respect your limits, recognize your pain, and distinguish between resting and giving up. What has exhausted you is not only the road, but also the way you have spoken to yourself while walking it. You have carried an inner judge that constantly stands beside you, reminding you that you are not fast enough, capable enough, or strong enough. Whenever you stumble, that voice turns one moment of weakness into a lasting sentence against you. It makes you believe that one difficult day means your entire life can never change. Or that one return to an old habit makes every previous step of progress meaningless. But I tell you that growth does not move in a straight line. There are days when you advance a great distance. Days when you have only enough strength to remain standing. And days when you must return to heal a part of yourself that was previously neglected. All of these still belong to the journey. A tree does not grow by continually reaching upward without also sending its roots deeper. A river does not reach the sea along a perfectly straight path. It bends around stones, winds through mountains, and sometimes appears to flow backward. Yet, it still arrives at the place appointed for it. Therefore, stop using shame to drive yourself forward. Shame may cause you to run quickly for a short distance, but it cannot guide you along a lasting road. Enduring transformation is built through understanding, patience, and compassion toward yourself. Only when you stop treating the frightened parts within you as enemies can you begin to listen to them. Only when you stop forcing yourself to become an entirely different person, immediately will you possess enough peace to truly change. I do not ask you to break every limitation in one day. I only want you to see the next step clearly and take it with awareness. One step taken in clarity is worth more than hundreds of steps driven by panic. You do not need to prove that you are strong. You only need to stop believing that you are weak, simply because there have been moments when you grew tired. In time, you will understand that what caused your new beginnings to fade was not a lack of desire, but the fact that you continually tried to build a new life upon a foundation that had never been examined. When that foundation is healed, you will no longer need to use so much strength merely to maintain what is good. Those good things will gradually become the natural rhythm of your life. You will not have to fight every day to become the person you desire to be, because you will begin to live from the truth that the seed of that person has already been planted within you. Discipline will no longer be a whip you use to punish yourself, but a protective boundary around the precious thing that is growing. Steadfastness will no longer arise from the fear of failure, but from love for the path you have chosen. And when a day comes in which you move more slowly, you will not immediately conclude that everything has been lost. You will know how to rest, make adjustments, and continue. I am placing in your hands the lamp that no one gave you before. That lamp will not illuminate the entire road all at once, but it will give you enough light to see the next step. It is kindled by the truth that you have not been left behind. You are not defined by your past, and you do not have to begin again from nothing. You are simply continuing from the place your growth has already brought you. When the mist has not yet lifted, walk slowly. when you cannot see the summit. Trust the height you have already climbed. When old feelings return, do not treat them as a prophecy that you will fail. Receive them instead as a sign that there is a part within you that needs to be heard. You no longer have to run from yourself in order to move forward. You may bring every part of yourself into the light, and together